Good morning, students. Hope you are all doing well and safe at home. As you know that we have started online classes for biology also. We move with online classes. So today I am going to start the new chapter, chapter 15, Our Environment. This is the second chapter of PT1 syllabus. So now let's start the chapter. First of all, we need to know what is meant by environment. Environment means the physical and the biological world where we live in is called the environment. And the constituents of the environment are physical surroundings like air, water bodies, soil, and the biological world like plants, animals, human beings, microorganisms, bacteria, fungi. These all organisms along with these physical surroundings constitute the environment. All the organisms are dependent on one another. They interact with each other and maintain a balance in the nature. Human beings also fall under biological world, but for our daily needs, human beings constantly change the natural environment to fulfill their livelihood. And in this process, they are damaging this natural environment and creating imbalance in the nature. So in what way we are actually damaging the environment? By creating waste materials on day-to-day basis. So what are the waste materials we generate? We generate kitchen waste like spoiled food, vegetable peels, used tea leaves, milk packets, empty cartons. This all from kitchen waste only. And waste papers, empty medicine bottles, strips, medicine strips, bubble packs, old and torn clothes, broken footwear, etc. We can add more materials into this list. So we are adding these materials which are sometimes very detrimental to the environment because they are kept piled up in the environment for a long time and they will be damaging the environment. So if we want to segregate these materials, so we find two types of waste we generate every day. Those two types are biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. See, I have marked it with green ink because these are biodegradable waste. Non-biodegradable waste, these are not degraded into the environment. So what is meant by biodegradable waste? The waste materials that can be broken down to non-poisonous substances in nature due to course of action of microorganisms are called biodegradable waste. This biodegradable waste includes sewage, agricultural residue, paper, wood, etc. We can also find kettle dung, compost. This is also biodegradable waste. Now compost is a very good biodegradable waste that can be actually helpful for the farmers because we have to use compost rather than fertilizers in the field because fertilizers are made up of chemicals. And if we keep on adding more fertilizers into the soil, then it will change the soil chemistry and it is not good for our health also because food consumption produced by fertilizers have a very bad effect for our health. Okay, now come to non-biodegradable waste. As you know that non-biodegradable waste cannot be decomposed by microorganisms. So these non-biodegradable waste will lie in the environment for a long time. For example, plastics, DDT, glass, insecticides, these are all non-biodegradable waste. We can add more to this list like pen refill, ballpoint pen that you are using every day, polythene bags, then plastic bags, glass objects, metal articles like aluminium cans, silver foil, synthetic fibers, iron nails, etc. These non-biodegradable wastes are major pollutants of the environment. This DDT, as you can find here, I have written, this DDT means, the full form of DDT is dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane. It is very much harmful for the environment. It is a non-biodegradable waste which can be passed along with the food chain from crops to man or other animals and birds and harm them. So DDT is banned in many countries. So this is all about biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. Now come to the next topic, that is ecosystem. What are its components? Before we go to the detail of this ecosystem, we have to know what is meant by ecosystem. Ecosystem, it is a basic functional ecological unit in which there is interaction between living and non-living components. So all the living and non-living components will live in the environment and they will interact with each other, forming a self-contained unit that we term as ecosystem. So first of all, we need to know what are the components of ecosystem. There are basically two types of components, biotic components and abiotic components. Biotic components are made up of producers, consumers, primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers, decomposers. Abiotic components contain temperature, sunlight, soil, all physical factors. Biotic components here, as I mentioned, producer. What is meant by producer? Producer means the green plants which will trap the solar energy to produce the food. They can produce their own food and pass on the food energy to the successive level for the all consumers. These consumers, basically the herbivores and the carnivores, they will feed on the producers. The consumers, this primary consumers, secondary consumers, these are generally small carnivores, and primary consumers we can say herbivores, and secondary consumer carnivores, tertiary consumer also carnivore. These are the top carnivore. Now decomposers means microorganisms like bacteria. Now come to abiotic components. Abiotic components means the physical factors, temperature, sunlight, soil. So these components together constitute the ecosystem. Now if we see the types of ecosystem, ecosystem have various types. For example, natural ecosystem, terrestrial ecosystem, aquatic ecosystem, artificial ecosystem. Natural ecosystem means the ecosystem which is found naturally. For example, it can be pond, lake, forest. So these are all natural ecosystem. Terrestrial ecosystem means land. It can be, suppose, forest. Aquatic ecosystem, lake or pond. An artificial ecosystem means which are man-made ecosystem like aquarium, garden, crop field. These are all artificial ecosystems. Now, garden, why we call it as artificial ecosystem? Because we will plant trees, or we will plant some small saplings over there. It is made by human beings, and in the garden some animals like frogs, insects, birds, these will be found. All these living organisms in the garden interact with one another, and their activities are affected by the abiotic components of the ecosystem. So garden is an ecosystem. Other natural ecosystem can be ponds, lakes, forests, etc. Again you can see crop field. Crop field also artificial ecosystem, because crop field is also man-made ecosystem. Farmers produce the crop field. They will plant crops. Okay, so it is also artificial ecosystem. Now one question in your book also it is given that why we do not clean water in ponds, but we need to clean water on regular basis for an aquarium. As you know, aquarium is an artificial ecosystem. Their decomposers will not be found. So we need to change the water on daily basis. If we do not clean the water, the fishes will die. But this is not required for the ponds because it is a natural ecosystem where microorganisms are found, so it is balanced. That is why we clean the water in aquarium but not in ponds. So this is all about your types of ecosystem. So we can see more about it, like one more question will come into mind, like why some constituents are biodegradable and why some are non-biodegradable. As you already know that biodegradable wastes are generally decomposed by the microorganisms, but non-biodegradable waste cannot be decomposed by the microorganisms. That is why they are called non-biodegradable waste. So non-biodegradable waste should be segregated and they should be separated and they should be sent back for recycling. Whereas biodegradable waste can be made into useful things which can be used for the future. So this is all about the ecosystem. Next topic is your food chain and webs that we will continue in the next class. Thank you. Hope this video will serve you. So read this chapter. Thanks.